Oh, guys, we're back. We're back once again. We're back, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Calculator. Remember, the link is pinned on top of the chat. Also, the community tab, and also my bio. We all going live tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern time, with my good man Prince I can and my good man New John Ever. So please make sure you go over there and subscribe. And also for those people that say they haven't not been getting my email when I go live, remember hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all so it'll let you know when I go live. Normally I go live around 4:30 to 5 o'clock. So you'll normally catch me there. So make sure you go over there and click that notification bell. You know what I mean? So do that. So this one right here, this one happened in Florida, South Dade. Um, it was a 9 year old girl was being assaulted by a 14-year-old boy on a school bus. Now, a lot of people trying to figure out like where was the bus driver? One. Number two, how come the bus driver allowed that to happen? Number three, nobody seemed to not stop the fight. And number four, the parents are looking to press charges on the 14-year-old boy. And not only that, a lot of people saying, how is a 14-year-old boy is able to even get on the school bus in the first place? Because normally when you're the age of 14 and you're supposed to be in high school, that's another question too. So this is my thing. Of course, the 14-year-old boy was a black kid. He must have been saying that when he was growing up. That's one of the only reasons why he put his hand on that 9 year old girl. Mind you, the girl is 9 year old, not a 12 year old, but a 9 year old girl. So my point of view is he probably seen that growing up, and not only that, this is the problem when little boys are around people that's very emotional, and when they are very emotional, they tend to react this way. Now this boy might end up going to juvie because this little girl was beaten very bad, very bad. So I'm gonna play Channel 7 News where they speaking about the whole situation. So have a drink with me and let's do it.
Also on 7 this noon, a brother and sister's injuries after they were beaten on the bus. And their parents say this is not the first time. 7's Danielle Garcia is live in South Miami-Dade, where those parents are now considering taking some legal action, Danielle.
As they should.
Yeah, Alex, and also since we first reported this story, other parents of other kids at this school, Coconut Palms Academy, had told 7 News that their kids were also victims of bullying. The parents of the kids in the video say this wasn't the first time their kids were bullied. It wasn't the first time they even told the school administration, but it will be the last time that their kids are bullied at this school.
That's
Before
right.
we play the brutal beatdown, we have to warn you, it's difficult to see. You're watching an older and much bigger teen beat up a 9-year-old girl on the school bus, another student chiming in too. She gets punched over and over and over again, trying to cover her head as others looked on from their seats and record from their cell phones.
You have a 14-year-old kid wailing on a 9-year-old.
Exactly.
The kid's my size. He's an 8th grader.
That little girl left bruised on her head, back, and shoulders, and her 10-year-old brother also got beat up at the same time. You can see him trying to hide from the blows. Their parents left fuming because it's not the first time their kids have been bullied at Coconut Palm Academy in Homestead, and not the first time they've complained to administration. It started back in January as harsh words.
The picking on my children, oh, you guys are white, you're ugly. My son, they call him, oh, you're gay. Things that kids shouldn't say to one another. So I'm like, it's words, let's just try to pass it. We'll speak to the school.
But it got worse and escalated to violence.
Assistant principal wrote us and she said, oh, I think it's time you take your kids out of school. And our kids aren't the problem.
Now the parents are keeping their kids at home and planning to pursue legal action.
It goes
As
to
it
supervision
should.
on the bus. It goes to supervision in the schools.
Correct.
It goes to protection of our children in the schools. How many times do we have to come to an assistant principal, or counselor within the school for someone to actually step up and say, we're going to make these changes?
And according to the Miami-Dade school system, one of the students in that video has been arrested. Others have been disciplined. They're also now reviewing this incident to see if the bus driver will face any disciplinary action. Meanwhile, we also asked them if the superintendent would be doing an interview with us to answer all of these questions that we have about the issues at the school with bullying. But so far, we haven't gotten an answer. Reporting live in Southwest Miami-Dade, Danielle Garcia, 7 News.
That was I love the fact that we live in the age that everybody have their phone and they're recording because now this is the proof. This is the proven aspect of things that when things are going wrong, now we're able to hold people accountable. First of all, we need to hold this superintendent accountable. We need to hold the principal accountable, the school bus, and also the bus driver, because the bus driver was there and see the whole thing going on. Now, I remember growing up, I used to catch the school bus, and I remember when we used to get into tuffle and get into fight, all the school bus would like shut us down or kick us off the bus. But instead, this bus driver allowed someone on his bus to get hurt. Nikki baby, what's happening? Nikki baby, I'm talking about what's going on in Florida with the 9-year-old girl and the little boy that got beat up on the school bus, and the whole aspect of someone need to be held accountable for the action, because someone got seriously hurt. That 14-year-old boy, he need to go to juvie. Yeah, I don't know, man. My audio. You still can't hear me? Can you hear me now? You can hear me? I'm still going in and out. I think it's the area. How do I sign now? Hold on, give me a second. Cause you say you can't hear me. Hold on. How about now? Can you hear me now? That was it. I think it's really the area. Cause it just be tripping. You still can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Within the school for some.
I don't know, man. Now, Nikki, baby, I think it's your computer. I sound good. I just checked on my phone. Everything works well. Probably log out and log back in, because on my phone the sound works good. I don't hear no issues. I was like, try logging out and logging back in. Yeah, so the whole aspect of the school board situation is pretty much crazy. Um, Someone need to be held accountable because someone was seriously hurt. Two people were seriously hurt in the whole aspect. I didn't know the little boy got hurt. I thought he was just, on the video you see him like he's crouched down, but it seemed like he don't have the bad damage as his little sister. And I think both of them need to be held accountable. Not the little kids, but the superintendent and the school system, because at the same time the parents went to the school and allowed them something that's going on. Now, don't get me wrong. Like sometimes in some schools, um, they take their job very seriously. Other schools really don't, and that's the problem we have in today's society. Remember, the school is responsible for your kids when you drop them off, and they're responsible for your kids when they get home. So after that, everything's on the parents. But until then, the parents giving the school the right to watch over their kids. And for a parent to have a school, okay, perfect. That was it. I think you had to log out, log back in. So yeah, Nikki baby, what I'm talking about right now is the about the 9-year-old girl that got beat up, her and her brother on the school bus system. And I think the superintendent, the bus driver, and the school board need to be held accountable for that. The parents actually went to the school and allowed them that their kids are being bullied. And not only them, but other parents too are saying the school is being bullied over there in South Dade in Florida, pretty much next to Homestead. So someone need to be held accountable. Yeah, I know, Nikki. I saw it too. I didn't want to. Of course, I don't play the video here, but it's just bad. Yeah, I think so too, Nikki. That the school don't really care about the kids, and the school need to be held accountable because the school are responsible for you guys' kids. Period. So you drop your kids off the school is responsible for your kids. They supposed to be able to supervise your kids and make sure your kids come home safe with no scratches, no damages. And for them kids that have damages like that, someone need to be sued and someone need to be held accountable. And not only that, somebody need to be fired. And I think the bus driver need to be fired because the aspect he probably heard the fighting going on, but I know how the bus driver be because I grew up as a kid and they'd be like, oh, just settle down over there. Even though we used to fight, rank, and do everything to each other. And that's why I say that's the problem we have in today's society. We need to get things fixed and get things situated. Real talk. And I think that's the issue. And this is why I think homeschool is very important. Even though people disagree with me on that aspect, I think it very is important. Because if you see that if the school don't really care too much about the kids, then it's time for the parents to take matters to their own hands and start educating their own children. Take these children out of the school system and start educating their kids at home. Or find a way to do it. Because it seems like things are getting worse in the school. You have people bringing guns to school. You having people getting beat up in school. You have people getting hurt in school. Things are getting out of control in the schools. I remember growing up, we didn't even have to deal with that. They only there for the chat. Yeah, they are. They only there for that. And when they took the Bible, yeah, I heard that too. I heard somebody say that, a recent content creator. He said he realized when they took the Bible out of school and also prayer out of school. Remember in the morning we used to pray in the morning before we do the Pledge of Allegiance. When they took that out of school, that's when everything started going far left. We lost our grounding as Christians, as religious people in the United States. And I think that's why all the school shootings are happening. And that's why everything in school is going all out of whack. Everything's going crazy because they took in the Bible and the whole culture itself out of school. Because I remember at one time we couldn't even start class unless we had to do the Pledge of Allegiance and we had to pray. And that was even in the hood. You get what I'm saying? Like in the hood. I'm not going to name the school I went to, but yeah, even in the hood. So just imagine. Everything changed when we took God out of the house. That's what happened. When you take God out of everything, things tend to go down. And I think a lot of people don't realize that too. Soon they took God out of the school, that was a wrap. There's no governing. There's no protection. Everybody's fighting one another. Everybody's fighting against each other. People are losing themselves. It's scary out there for our kids. Yeah, but the only chosen one can be distracted by none of this mess, though. Facts. But Nikki, baby, you gotta ask yourself this question too. As a woman, you have kids too. I know you sometimes you worry for your own kids when they go to school because you see what everything that's going on in the news and you read everything in the article. And of course, you're around YouTube because you're a content creator. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Nikki, baby, so you see what's going on in the world today. So I know that must worry you too while you're at work to know that anything can happen. Hell, I never thought in a million years you'll have a 6-year-old bringing guns to school. Yeah, that's good. That's good, Nikki, baby. That's good. That's good. You pray over your kid. That's why I love black women. Black women, they always pray for the kids when they go to school. I don't know if the other race does it, but I know black women, that was one thing. My mom used to do that too. She used to pray for us every time we go to school. She's like, make sure you guys come home safe and look, none of us will ever harm because of that aspect. I would say prayer is very powerful. It's very, very powerful. I work in the stores and I work in the store in the back. Nigga, I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read that. Stop joking around. I'm saying, but man, I hope you come over to Chaos Culture Radio. You know, we love your presence to be there. Your presence being this type of energy that just make us alive. So I hope you there. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the store in the bathroom praying. That's right. You better be praying, but you're an intercessor. You pray all the time. So that's why I love black women. Black women, they pray. They pray. They pray and they meditate. So, and I remember one thing I learned from the church. It's always good to have a praying woman. Because when you have a praying woman, even when you're going through something, you're going to prosper. You're going to overcome. When I see a fine man, I run in the bathroom. You run in the bathroom and pray. You know, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, that's cap. That's cap. You cap it. You cap it right now. You cap it heavy right now. He's just looking at you. I have to pray. Yeah, don't, baby. If you're praying about me, just remember one thing. the kingdom of God gonna come down. You understand? Nigga, baby, you just stop, man. Don't do that, man. You have me smiling hard. You know, I'm about to go. So guys, make sure you subscribe again. Go to the link. It's been on top of the chat, community tab, and also my bio. We go live tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And Nikki, I'm praying that you come over there. No cap, for real. I have to pray. All you gotta do, Nikki, baby. All you gotta do is say, "Get thee behind me, Satan." That's all you gotta do, Nikki, baby. Just say, "Get thee behind me." So you say, "Get thee behind me," then you straight. You see, guys, see, y'all be missing it. You see, this is why I love to go on live. See, I go live, and we having a good time right now. You see, so y'all go subscribe to Nikki Baby, man. The coolest woman on the block. Go subscribe. We're going live tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Hope to see you there. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm over and out.